Hi, I'm going to talk today about how to make a proper pot of tea. Hopefully this is a time for you to learn how to make a proper pot of tea using a chatsford teapot. This is my teapot of choice. One of the first things that I do is I've started heating up this water, and before it hits boiling point, I pour some of this hot water into here. You could also just pour some water from the sink if you wanted to, because I want to warm this pot up. If I pour hot water, boiling water, into a teapot, I could crack it, and I don't want to do that. So I just sort of swish it around. You see here? Hey, this thing's getting hot. And then I discard all of this water. Okay. And what I'm going to do is going to be getting my water ready for boiling here and put it back up to that boiling point. I haven't boiled it yet. This is a filter that is made for this pot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pot of summer pudding. So I store my tea in a tin. I stick my spoon in and I take out 1 scoop of tea. And I use a spoon that happens to say tea, but I use this consistently when I want to measure my tea. You could use 1 to 2 spoons of summer pudding, depending on how strong you like it. I happen to use 1 spoon. That's the way I like my tea. This is an airtight tin. I just keep my tea stored in there. Okay. Watch this water. It is coming to a boiling point, and look at that oxygen in there. Okay. As soon as it has come to its boiling point, it automatically turns off. Hear that? That tells me this water is ready. I love using an electric kettle. You see here? I'm going to pour water until it hits the top of that rim. Okay. And then I put the lid on and I let it sit. Now listen, I've got to set a timer. I time my tea for 4 minutes. I call myself a 4-minute person. So this beeper will go off in 4 minutes, gives it time to brew. Now while it's brewing, I just want to talk to you a little bit about this particular teapot. While this is brewing, let's pull this one over here. This is one of my favorites. It's an Anita Jaram. It is designed by the woman who illustrated the book, Guess How Much I Love You. I'm going to, oops. Let me show you how this teapot works. It's a lovely, lovely design. First of all, this is a bone china teapot, by the way. Can you see this little notch here? That is designed so that this tab can fit right there, so that you can lift the teapot, lift the filter out. You measure your tea, you put it in here. Look at this little notch right here. Can you see that? That's where the little lip here goes. The notch, I mean. And it fits right in. Okay? This is a chatsford system. This incorporates this chatsford strainer, and this is a plastic rim along the edge here. This is a nylon mesh. I have yet to see a tea leaf escape, which I can't stand when I'm brewing a pot of tea. These chatsford filters are available in 6-cup sizes, different colors, solids, yellows, blues, browns, greens, and all. And also comes in 4-cup size as well as a 2-cup size. Okay, and here's another one of Anita Jaram's. It's called Sharing a Cuppa. If you happen to like to brew your tea in a cup, a mug, there is a mug-size filter that's also available, and that works well too. Okay, now while our tea is brewing, I want to just also tell you about how I'm storing my tea here. Now, this is my tin of summer pudding. This is an old tin that Whittard used to make. And when I run out of tea, I buy refill packages. They're usually a little cheaper. And I just top off, or I fill up my tin with the tea. Tea should be stored in a cool, dry place, out of heat, out of light. I do not store my tea in the freezer or refrigerator. And so long as tea is kept in in a tin, it will keep for a very long time. And I love the smell. Oh, I love the smell of summer pudding. It's my best seller. Okay, there you go. I pop the lid on. And that tea stays fresh for quite a long time. You notice that I use a timer. And the reason is that I can't remember when I put the tea in. And because I like to time my tea for 4 minutes, I need to hear that beeper go off. And this beeper goes off. It goes off and it beeps for another 20 additional seconds. I have another timer that actually beeps for another minute. And I love it because I could be in another part of the house and I'll hear that beeper go off. And the rule in our house is you can't turn off a timer if you didn't set it because you don't know why they set that timer. Gives me 20 seconds, even up to a minute, to get back into the kitchen and remove those leaves. Now, another thing I wanted to talk to you a little bit about was just the water. I use filtered water. I recommend filtered water because when I use water that comes straight from the faucet, there is a scum that I often see on there which I can't stand, and it affects the taste of the tea. So buy bottled water, bottled filtered water, or filter your own water. All right? And you know what? Something's going to happen here, I think. Oh, hey, what's that noise? That's the timer going off. That tells me it's time to remove those leaves. You know what? I don't like bitter tea. And this is why I use this filter to remove the leaves. Look how easy this is. They say you should stir your tea. This is how I stir it. By raising my strainer up and down. And then I remove it. Okay. And I put the top back on. And what I'll do is I'll pour myself a mug of tea. Okay. And I'll put my cozy on it. And what I like about using the chatsford filter is this. I have a perfect pot of tea. But what's nice is this first mug or cup of tea is going to be the same as the last mug because I've removed the leaves from here. So let me just do a quick review of what I've done. Okay. I poured hot water into the pot to warm up the pot. This was before it boiled. To warm up the pot, I swished it around just a little bit. I dumped that water out. I put my filter in here. I measured my tea. Okay. The back package will tell you how much to put in. I measured my tea. I poured it in there. My water came to a full rolling boil. That is so key for making tea. I poured it in. I timed my tea for 4 minutes. When the beeper went off, I stirred it, and then I removed the leaves, and I poured myself a perfect pot of tea. Oh, enjoy your tea. Thanks for watching.